Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charla.
I'm Justin.
What's on our table today?
Bruges.
By request.
Yep.
And we also have the expansion. Let's see exactly what is it called. Bruges, the city on the Zwin.
Yep.
So we played with that as well.
Yes, we did.
So what this video is going to be is a little impressions.
Yeah.
To see what the expansion adds to the game.
Right on. Alright, so the interesting thing with Bruges is when you roll the dice, if you roll a 1 or a 2, that's going to set the amount of money it costs to go up on the reputation track. And if you roll a 5 or a 6 on one of the dice, those dice are going to give you that color threat marker. But the 3s and the 4s do nothing.
In the base game.
Yeah. Except certain things you're going to do with cards, such as get rid of a card for money, is going to give you the amount of money that shows on the die. So the dice and the colors are all important. But still, at the very beginning of each round, yeah, there's a 3 and 4 or whatever. Now with the expansion, those 3s and 4s actually do have an effect on the game. They bring in the boats, which make creating the canals even more powerful. And I read that it was in response to a lot of complaints people had from the base game saying there's no point in creating canals except for points, and they're not worth that much points anyway, which I found was kind of odd. I mean,
well, in a 2-player game they're worth a lot of points.
Yeah. Because
it's 7 and 6, 5.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big difference between 13 points and 9 points in a game like this.
Yeah. So I did find that odd because even beyond a 2-player game, I remember playing this with 3 and 4 players. It was quite some time ago with the base game, but we played it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people kept going for the canals because they were a way to get a lot of points. You get up to the 3rd level of canal, that's going to be 3 points, and then if you can get to that 5th, bang, statue. Lots of points.
And I think maybe in a beginner's game they might be more powerful because you don't have to manipulate your card. You don't have to think about how to manipulate your cards as much.
Yeah.
Because you just see, oh, instant points, I'm just going to go for that.
Yeah.
But whereas when you're playing against someone who's doing the instant point canal thing versus someone who's like really trying to learn how to manipulate all the different powers on their cards and maximize that.
Get some good synergy combos going.
Yeah, I think the canals would beat the person learning how to synergize.
True.
And maybe that's why we found them a little bit more powerful.
Yeah. And I think another thing is somebody who's learning all the synergies and the manipulations of the cards can do that in very interesting ways, whereas comparative to that, the canals, I pay money, get rid of a card, and get some points later on. So it's not interesting, it's not thematic, it doesn't do anything. Whereas as soon as you add the boats, it's like, you know what? I'm going to go for a canal. I don't really care if I get points. I'm doing it because I have this worker I can get rid of.
Right.
And I can get a really awesome bonus from the boat.
So some of the bonuses are, like you can get money, or you can move up on the track, the politic track.
Yep.
Or you can get workers, or you can take one of these and do a free action with it.
Yeah.
Or get rid of 2 threat markers. Or if you have a guy with one-time use only, you can make him do that again.
Yeah.
Which can be powerful. Cause
the bonuses are awesome.
Yeah. I think that's the majority of the bonuses.
Yeah.
So they're really...
Yeah.
They're good if you can work into getting... It's like getting a double go almost.
Yeah. So if you're playing the base game and you're really skilled and good at making these synergies, manipulations, comparing the canal part of the game to that, I can understand why people are like, I don't understand the canals, they make no sense compared to the awesome manipulation synergy of this game. And then suddenly the canals are another manipulation synergy thing.
Right.
Which is awesome. So I think that is like really, really important to the game. The boats and the Zwin are great.
I think that's probably my favorite part of the expansion.
Yeah.
Because another thing it adds is the 5th player.
Yeah.
Which... I mean, I find the game involved enough trying to keep track of 2 players. And the 4-player game, I remember, it was quite chaotic, I think.
Yeah.
So adding another 5th player, I'm not at the skill level yet where I'd want to play against 4 other people. Because I don't have a skill of when the cards have all these different things you can do. Like multi-use cards are my least favorite mechanic.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I don't have a skill with it.
It's because there's dozens and dozens and dozens. Like, it's an exponential number of possibilities. You've got 5 cards with 6 actions each.
Yeah, I don't enjoy trying to puzzle out what my best action is.
I do. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it can be a little overwhelming.
And what else does it add to the expansion, add to the game?
It adds some new cards, and there's a bunch of them that you just throw in that are great, but there's a bunch of them that are, and basically they all have the exact same power. There's just one for each group. Like each of these cards, there's nobles, there's bureaucrats, underworlds. So there's a new group of travelers, but for each of the groups that existed before, there's a new type of person that they all have the same power, and that is, let's dig through the discard pile, take a card from that. That I hate, and we never play with it. And the reason for that is, as we mentioned in the playthrough at the beginning, is to actually sit here and stop the game so that you can go through this entire discard pile to find one card to do one action. Oh my god.
Well, it's too much for me.
Well, it's just like anytime we play with that, it has been like, okay, so I'm gonna go take like a lunch break. I'll be back in a half an hour. By then you should have figured out what card you want. Because again, 6 actions per card. And you gotta go through the whole discard pile trying to find like that. That's just crazy. The other thing that the expansion adds is the marketplace. And the marketplace, every round you flip it over and it's going to tell you you have so many times this round that you can use this particular action, and it's somehow enhanced. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just enhances that one action for a certain number of times. And it's neat, but a lot of the time what you need to do in a certain round is what you need to do that round.
Yeah, so you're just kind of getting lucky with whichever market card turns up.
Yeah.
Because the chances of you just focusing on that action, just because it came up, it could be quite slim.
Yeah. So taking the market and saying it's not an event deck that's random and luck based, it should inform your strategy. That doesn't really happen because your strategy cannot change with these cards that drastically, that suddenly. So it ends up becoming just a random luck factor. I was going to do that anyway, so now it's going to give me the bonus.
Yeah. Although there was one round where it came up, you can build a house for free.
Yeah.
And I considered, well, maybe I should just build all these as houses.
Yeah.
But some of them I had to do other stuff with. So,
yeah.
But I could have abandoned my plan and just got all my houses out for the entire game.
True.
So it's kind of...
Could be a little bit of one, a little bit of the other, but I would say even that round where you're like, you know what, I can abandon my plan and just build houses, I think is still just luck, because there's going to be a lot of people playing who just like, I can't just build all these as houses. I got plans and strategies with these. So to be honest, the market, not my favorite part of this expansion. It's not bad, it's just really random, I find. There's a lot of luck based on that. Yeah. Whereas everything else, I don't find there's a lot of luck based on it.
No, I don't think this game is highly luck at all.
No.
It's very strategical.
Yep.
But probably more tactical because the hand of cards you're going to get each round is you can't even know what the dice are before you pick your cards.
Yep.
So it's
I think
tricky.
One of the biggest difficulties with Bruges, base game or expansion, that I have in learning it is the idea that at the end of the round, you've got 1 or 2 cards left over to carry over the next round, and that is it.
Most of the time, just one.
Yeah. Unless you've got some special cards like the one that you had last time.
Right, because I had someone that let me refill my hand up to 6 each time.
And that doesn't happen very often either. Like
no.
That's probably maybe the first time I've seen that card, maybe the second time.
Or the first time he came out as a recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the time when you're done, you've got 1 card that you can carry over to the next round. That's one of the biggest difficulties. I was like, ooh, I want to recruit these 3 people. And then like 2 plays later, I'm like, wait, I have to play a card again in a minute. I'm not ready to recruit any of these 3 people. I'm not going to be able to recruit
Yeah.
all 3 of these people.
Now, which person is my favorite? Because I'm going to have to, like, kind of
Yeah.
toss one to the side kind of a thing.
And such a huge part of Bruges is building synergies of the special abilities of your recruits, that can be very difficult to wrap your mind around and just get over the fact that, crap, I'm going to have to get rid of this guy, which is going to synergize with this guy, but I'm not going to be able to recruit them both.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ugh!
And I mean, the game is so highly replayable because I'm just gathering up some of the cards now.
Yeah.
Like the discard pile you showed, there's got to be, I don't know how many cards are in it.
There's a lot of cards.
We'll stack them up.
Yep.
And I'll show you. Because, I mean, you're either going to flip it over and use it as a house, or use the front part of it. And the front part has got the get 2 people, get money from the die, get rid of a threat marker, make it into a canal, make it into a house, or recruit a person.
Yep.
And besides all the cards that come in the game that let you search through the discard pile, that's how many cards there are.
Yeah.
And they're not the thickest quality card either, so there is a lot of cards.
Yeah.
The replayability of this game is extremely high, especially if you love that multi-use card mechanic. If that's your favorite mechanic in the whole entire world, then you need to buy Bruges, and you need to buy the expansion, because holy is this the game for you.
Not so much the game for you.
When you present me with those exponential,
Yes.
I'm no good at it.
It can be a little overwhelming to figure out, okay, like,
It's too much.
I could do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, or I could do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, but I could do this, and then this. Yeah, it's a lot. One thing Bruges has going for it that helps with that is the fact that when you're looking at all the different things you can do with this one card, only one of them is really complicated, and that's if you recruit the person and get that special ability. The rest are very straightforward and easy. Get 2 people of that color, get some money based off the die, get rid of a threat marker. Like, the rest of the actions are really straightforward and easy. But to try to find some really good synergies
between the recruits
in this stack of cards, and out of this stack you're supposed to take this and divide it into 6 stacks, only choose 2 of them, and the rest are out of the game proper.
That's for a 2-player game, though.
Yeah. But still, to go through and just hope that you're going to get some synergies come your way is really, really challenging.
Yeah.
And it's actually a little surprising because the game is so tactical and strategic, but for a Stefan Feld game to have that much kind of randomness where you have no idea what cards are going to come out, like, to get those synergies, it's actually kind of surprising. But there's not a ton of luck or randomness other than hoping for the best to come out of that deck, and of course rolling the dice at the beginning of each round.
Yeah. Because it is interesting, because you shuffle the cards, and like you said, you make 6 stacks, and you take 2. And, I mean, you could hardly get any of one color in both stacks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're stuck not being able to make your canal, because you could never get a red card.
Yeah.
Like the last game we played, there wasn't that many red cards in the deck.
No.
So it was also, the red cards are really precious. I have to use them to their maximum potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to recognize that too. And that's not the first time that's happened. Several times we've played, we've realized I haven't seen a specific color in like a really long time.
And I really need those workers.
Yeah.
Because one of the things is you can take an action on your card, but you have to discard that color worker. So if early in the game you put out a card that needs a blue worker, and then there's never any more blue cards that come up in the deck.
That's a wasted card.
Except for the points on it.
Yeah.
For the end of the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's tricky. So you are kind of, playing the odds a little bit on that.
Yep. Which is interesting for Stefan Feld. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very interesting and great game.
Yep.
But because of that multi-use card mechanic, that's just not a mechanic for me. So it has nothing to do with the game.
I would say,
even though that's like the main mechanic of the game.
I would say this is my 4th favorite Feld underneath Trajan, Bora Bora, and Castles of Burgundy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say this is definitely going to stay in our collection forever if you enjoyed the multi-use card thing as much as I do.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I had the patience to sit and figure out the puzzle of the multi-use cards.
Mm-hmm. Because it does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 5 cards in your hand is a lot. 5 times 6. Exponentially options.
And when you get used to the game, those 5 cards in your hand is not enough.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't believe I have to get rid of these cards. I want to keep these cards. I want other cards. I need these color cards. This isn't working. It's very funny. So this is Bruges and its expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.
See you later. Good.